After Shays' Rebellion, our founding fathers knew that something needed to be done. So they called together a constitutional convention to talk about the future of the Articles of Confederation. And soon everyone realized that we needed to start over, start from scratch, and create a system of government that actually worked. The first proposal was titled the Virginia Plan. After the rules were adopted, the convention opened with a surprise. It came from the Virginia delegation. Edmund Randolph proposed that the delegates create a strong national government instead of revising the Articles of Confederation. He introduced the Virginia Plan, which was largely the work of James Madison. The plan called for a two-house legislature, a chief executive chosen by the legislature, and a court system. Go ahead and draw that now. A two-house legislature, a chief executive, and a court system. Pause the video and then come back to it when you're done. The Virginia Plan. This is what you should have drawn from the reading. They said that the Virginia Plan had a two-house legislature. It's bicameral. I'm going to draw this legislative branch right here in the middle. Legislature, bicameral, and we had a two-house system. Okay? They didn't tell us anything more thus far. They said it had a chief executive. So over here, we have maybe a president, but they are a chief executive. And over here, it also mentioned we have a judicial branch. Okay? They proposed to create a three-branch government. The Virginia Plan proposed a two-house legislature. It proposed a chief executive and a judicial branch. This is what you should have so far. Okay, back to the reading. All right. It said that the plan called for a two-house legislature, a chief executive chosen by the legislature, and a court system. The members of the lower house of the legislature would be elected by the people. The members of the upper house would be chosen by the lower house. In both houses, the number of representatives would be proportional or corresponding in size to the population of each state. Go ahead and pause the video and see if you can't draw that detailed information about the legislatures and how it was laid out. How did these people get elected? Who elected the other house? And what was representation based on? Was it based on equality or something else? Something else which you may have caught that I didn't put up here yet was the fact that the legislature chose the president. So we've got the chief executive chosen by the legislature. Okay? Now, from the reading you heard that the lower house, we'll put an L for that one, the lower house was elected by the people. Okay? So your Sam Adams, your John Adams, your Thomas Jefferson, your James Madison, these are the types of people that would be chosen for the lower house. Okay? Probably your most popular people. The people that were elected into the lower house would then determine who is in the upper house. So the upper house is chosen by the lower house. Okay, so they're chosen by the lower house. All right, and it didn't say anything else about the court system. Okay, both of these houses, they weren't based on equality. one state didn't get 1 vote or 2 votes or 3 votes, it was not equal. It was based on what's called proportional representation. That means state population. Clearly, larger states would have an advantage when it came to this type of plan. They're going to have more power. The more people you have in a state, the more votes you have. Virginia, the Virginia plan, they came up with it because they're a larger state, and they're tired of little teeny tiny states like Rhode Island and New Jersey having just as much power as them. Back to the reading. This would give Virginia many more delegates than Delaware, the state with the smallest population. Delegates from Delaware, New Jersey, and other small states immediately objected to the plan. They preferred the Confederation system in which all states were represented equally. Delegates unhappy with the Virginia plan rallied around William Paterson of New Jersey. On June 15th, he presented an alternative plan that would revise the Articles of Confederation, which was all the convention was empowered to do. When you're done, this is what you should have came up with. It's clear that the Virginia plan was favored by large states, primarily because representation was based on proportional representation. It was based on population. The more people you had in your states, the more power you would have in the lawmaking branch.